Now then, welcome back to another Nemsun's Lab and another challenge for another week. I'm here on Craymaster's awesome stand. It's a great, big, extravagant stand with a VIP box and everything. Looked pretty awesome. However, he built it in totally the wrong place. He built it down there, in front of everybody else's. Which meant that, as Doodart put it, this great big ugly back side of it was all that you could see from the other stands. So I've moved it. A bit of trickery to move it up here. It's an awesome build, but he just went and built it in totally the wrong place. I can't remember who started this thing down here. It started out looking awesome. I think it may be one of the dropouts or early evictions that started it and never finished it off. But it was a good construction. I like it. I think it needs finishing off. So any contestant want to finish this area off, go for it. Doodart, I like this. I like this area a lot. It's the simplicity of the overall. In comparison to Craymaster, who made an awesomely over-the-top awesome stand, Doodart did a very practical, simplistic, but lots of little details in it. Lots of nice touches and details. Except for the creeper explosion just here. Doodart was the first one to think of the confectionery refreshment stand. Dirt. Well, there's some melons at least. I think it's just general stores, really. But the idea was good, that there was going to be a confectionery stand for refreshments. The firework displays themselves, I created the centerpiece, and everybody else built around that, transferring that. Gunkid brought the Team Merkers little clock over here. Quite an expensive little thing with all of those repeaters, but a very, very useful and active clock. Let's have a quick look at it now as it's getting dark. Basically, it sent a pulse, which changed the T flip-flop, and then it also powered round here to power through the block to start the clock, and the clock then just click clock click clock click clock, firing all the dispensers off in random fashion. Now, I was a bit disappointed with the fireworks from Team America. The fireworks were very lacking in any gusto, so I replaced them all with red, white and blue fireworks. Fitting for Team America. I thought they would have picked that up themselves. Red, white and blue smashing stars. Gecko added in a ring around the edge, which I thought was pretty cool. He's not even the engineer of the group, but he proved that he could do it. The redstone repeaters I think I provided, and the dispensers I provided, so I don't think he gathered and built them all. I think he made use of spares and did a whole ring around the outside, which gave us a nice effect of a big finish going around the edge. And we linked that into the American stand over there. Hydrofire, our other engineer, made a very good clock over here. A fairly simple clock as well, look. But he added in lots of little extras to make it a little bit more efficient, and a little bit more than it needed to be, but just to prove that he could do these things, I think. And it was impressive. And all of these set to different timings, so that all of the dispensers triggered in a row off. It's quite nice. Mine was a very simple clock. More a rapid pulse than a clock. And the block down here just prevented it from activating. But when you take that away, it just basically kept clicking, pulsing between the repeaters and the block itself to just send up a nice steady flow of fireworks. And when you turn it off through vertical wiring, it basically just shut the whole thing down. But all of the others were triggered from that, so as you can see, every single firework is now heading up from all the other places. So I have to come and turn the team flip-flop back off and set one last ring around the outside. All in all, we had a very good firework display. The couple of things that I was impressed with was this little community firework storage area made by Andy, where you're supposed to wear this pumpkin mask before you enter explosive area. But as I'm in creative mode and I'm God on this server, I don't need to worry about such things. Plus it limits my visions. He put lots of storage in so everyone could communally drop off all their stuff. And then through here, making fireworks in a nice little firework shack, an explosive bunker, which I thought was good. Done fireworks and half-finished fireworks. When we come to set up the fireworks, we found a load of firework rockets without anything in them. That's a big waste of gunpowder. Now, knowing that Andy was creating fireworks for the show and they worked, I can only surmise that Team America made these fireworks. I'm not sure, I'm not 100% sure, but I didn't see many fireworks from Team America. Lots of paper from the gatherers, lots of dyes from the gatherers, still plenty of space for more. I think it was just gunpowder that was lacking. And it may be that the gunpowder was wasted. I know from Fitz's video, 24 Fitz, that he did a lot of collecting. And I was quite impressed with his montage. But anyway, there's one more thing about last week that I need to show you. We had a few that didn't enter videos. Fire didn't enter a video. Could have been a griefer. We don't know for sure. Couldn't say positive. Gastiel. Poor Gastiel. He submitted his video about 24 hours too late. So I had to evict him all the same. Jabba didn't do a video at all, so got evicted. Mikey dropped out just before the videos, so didn't get one in. But everybody else, we're now down to the final 10. The final 10 lights are on. Now, the final 10 I've organised ready for this week's challenge. So, I've set teams, and I've put them up on the teams board. The red team, Team MR, and the blue team, Team TV. We have aka Merca, and aka Stuck with Gecko, the aptly named solo team that all ended up getting stuck in the same team together. Now, I've divided them up into two groups of 5. Now, we've got a nice even 10. As you can see from the board, these are the people who are in teams and what their roles are in those teams this next challenge. Now, the blue team and the red team have a challenge to compete together. Blue team and red team, as you can tell from the areas I've designated outside of spawn, we have an area for blue team and an area for red team, and also an area for both teams combined. The challenge is building team bases. Now, at the minute, teams are spread out far and wide with their own little bases all over the place. Now, I'm bringing them all together to spawn, and I want to see, over the course of the week, team bases being built. Red team's base and blue team's base. Must be built within the required area. Now, the red team have to build within the red boundary and the blue team have to build within the blue boundary. However, I'm not too fussed if the blue team spread out in around the outside edge, and I'm not too fussed if the red team spread out around the outside edge, so long as they don't cross over into the joint area. Now, the joint area, I'm not going to say anything about just yet. I've just defined it so that it's there, and they know not to disturb it, not to build on it. The team challenge this week will mean that one team will not be up for eviction. The winners of the challenge will be picked by me. I will choose either blue team or red team to be the winners of this week's challenge. And whichever team is the losers, they will have their vote videos out for you lovely viewers to decide which member of their team gets kicked out of the contest. Now, we already have a community farm and a community storage area. I want these maintained. I want the farm maintained, and I want the storage area filled with lots of goodies. The farm can be expanded to include livestock and other automated farming around this area as contestants wish. Engineers, if you fancy getting your teeth into automated farming, build something over here towards your team's HQ. But I don't want to see any farms inside of the team base. The team base is basically sleeping quarters, personal storage area, and meeting rooms and useful spaces. I'm going to leave it to your imaginations to decide. It's a big builder's challenge, really, to build a nice looking base for each team. It's also an engineer's challenge to install certain redstone features such as doors and locks and all sorts of other devices that they may turn their imaginations to make their base more impressive to me by the end of the challenge. Hunters and gatherers will probably have pretty much the same role in this challenge. They have to make sure that the builders and engineers have all the materials they need. So hunters, I would like to see some livestock over here. Some animals that can be bred and farmed successfully. So you need to go out into the wilds and find it all. May need to go out and collect from all the bases, such as Malky's old base. Rip it down, take it down bit by bit, carry it all over to the storage area and store it all away for everyone else to use. There's a lot of contestants that have left the game through one reason or another, and their items are out there to be found and brought back over to the stores. Hunters and gatherers, that's your role this challenge, is to go and gather up everything you can and bring it to the storage areas so that the builders and engineers have everything they need to build some uber super special headquarters for each team. From the videos that they produce in their diaries over the course of the week, I will see what contestants have been up to, and from the finished results that I find over at Spawn, I will make my decision as to which team I think has put the most effort in, which team has created the best build, and which team has completed the challenge as per my request. We will be carefully monitoring from the eye in the sky to see the progress. And when I've made my decision as to which of the teams is the winner, that team, the winning team, will have the other plot to do something with in the following week's challenge, and the losing team will get up for eviction and have to make their vote videos count. Until then, have a good week and enjoy Minecraft Reality TV.